Hi, good morning, everyone. Dr. Tam here, your chiropractor from Vacaville, California. So, there's a lot of talk about what the coronavirus is. There's a lot of people who are talking about it, and I just want to give you the real truth and insight on what coronavirus is and how it can be different and what is different from your common cold or the flu, what kind of symptoms you should really be looking for. And the number one thing that I want to have come across today in this conversation is how to protect yourself from the attacks or being exposed from the coronavirus. So some of the technical jargon today, it might be a little bit more technical, but I feel like we have to get a little bit more technical so that people out there can have a better understanding of exactly what is happening. So the coronavirus now it is code COVID-19. Coronavirus is not new. I mean, it's something that has been around, but COVID-19 and why they put the 19 on there is because this is something that is completely brand new that our body and our antibodies inside our bodies have never seen before. Now, antibodies, what they are enzymes that is produced by your body whenever you catch a cold. Okay, your body produces antibodies to that cold. So then the next time you have a cold again, your antibodies will be able to have an immune response and be able to fight it right away. Okay, that's what an antibody is. So that's why people say if you've caught the flu during one season, the chance of you catching the same flu during the same season is not that high because your body has already built some good antibodies for it. The difference is with COVID-19, our body does not have any antibodies for it. And it's different from the regular cold, which is a rhinovirus. Rhino being it's located in the nose. So rhinovirus, your common cold, those viruses lodge into your nose and coat the mucosal membrane in the nose. That's when you get the runny nose and you get all the immune responses on your nose mainly. Okay. The difference is with the coronavirus, you're getting the attack is to the lungs, the mucosal lining to the lungs, and instead of the nose. Now, some attack goes to the nose as well, but mainly into your lungs. And now that's why you hear people getting headaches, because when your lungs aren't functioning correctly and you're not getting enough oxygen, you may have a headache. You have difficulty to breathe, right? And you might have muscle aches as well, because when your muscles, organs, the rest of your body is not getting enough oxygen, you cannot overexert, and your breathing rates your exchange rate, I should say, of oxygen and red blood cells into your body slowly start to diminish. So your breathing becomes a problem. And that's also why in the flu, there's also body aches and, fever, very similar things in the flu as well. But with COVID-19, it's a different type of virus. Now, big difference in the China study that has came out recently is, for example, the rate of transfer is increased definitely in COVID-19 versus your regular flu. Your regular flu's transfer rate is right around 1.25, which means that when you get the flu, the chance of you spreading it to another person is 1.25, which means that you will spread to about 1.25 people. COVID-19, the reason why it has been spreading so quickly is because it is spreading around 2 to 2.5, which means it's almost double or more, or just about double where the transfer rate is between the flu versus COVID-19. So you're able to transfer it to more people, and more people are getting it now. So, when we talk about the immune system and your immune response, we have something called a cytokine response. And what that is really the inflammatory response. People talk about right now, why is it that when you are immune suppressed, which means that your immune system is being suppressed, why is that being a problem? Why are really young children, having a problem with dealing with COVID-19 as well? That's because your immune system overall is not working as well. Now, here's the thing. not only do people who are older will have a compromised immune system, people who are sicker, people who already have other, maybe an autoimmune, like say MS, okay, people who have other autoimmune diseases like Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, you're going to be more immune compromised. Now, you have to think of your immune system like a bunch of soldiers in your body. Let's just say all of us have about 100,000 soldiers, but you're having the immune response of inflammation. Maybe it's in the gut. Maybe you have inflammation of your heart, right? Maybe you have inflammation of the brain or the kidneys or bladder infections, different things happening in your body. Well, what happens is of 100,000 soldiers that you have, well, maybe you're putting 10,000 here, you're putting 10,000 over here, and overall, your soldiers are spread so thin that when COVID-19 hits you, when you are exposed to it, boom, all of a sudden you start getting all these immune responses, okay? But because you have immune responses happening all over the place, when COVID-19 hits your body, you can't send all of your soldiers in there to inoculate that problem right away. Well, now COVID-19 becomes part of your cell membrane. It starts lining into the cell membrane area of your lungs, and it actually starts mimicking your lung tissue. So once it's in, it's harder for your body to go in and fight it. Now, that means you have to send a lot of soldiers in to fight it, right? But that also means that when your body is spread so thin and your immune system is spread so thin, you just can't go in to fight that enough. You can't send enough soldiers in there to fight it. So how do you really fight off COVID-19? Well, right now there's no medications for it. There's absolutely no vaccines for it, right? The CDC is saying that a vaccine will take up to a year, and there's no medications that can really help it. The only way you can really help it, and this is going back to as far as the 1830s, right? The 1830s, specialists in the 1830s were already talking about how in order to fight off the body and viruses, you've got to really take the best care of yourself, okay? There was a specialist named Duchamp, and he was saying that in the 1830s, what you have to do is you have to take great care of your body. That's the first thing. I mean, does that sound kind of like what we're preaching? I mean, chiropractors, I'll tell you, has been preaching that. Holistic doctors, naturopathic doctors, has been really preaching that for the last 100 years, at least in the chiropractic realm, to take better care of your body. Now, for those people who are watching right now, if you are immune compromised, I hope you are staying home. If you have, how do you know if you're immune compromised? Really? Okay. Normally, if you have high blood pressure, that's a little bit immune compromised. But if you have diabetes, now your body's more immune compromised. If your liver, kidneys, lungs, maybe you have COPD, maybe you have increased kidney proteins, maybe if your heart has irregular heartbeats or rates, and you may have a heart murmur, that may seem that your body's a little bit more immune compromised, right? Because anytime when you're immune compromised means that your body is taking soldiers, your immune soldiers, from one place to another. That's what immune compromise means. Now, the only way to really fight this off right now, to prevent as much as possible, is to boost your immune system. See, why is it that in China, when they did the study, people who are over the age of 80, their chance of catching, when they contract the virus, their death percentage is around 15%. That's really, really high. That means of 100 people that catches this, 15 of them may die from it, okay? And that's if you're 80 and above. Now, once you get to about 50, that rate drops to under 2%. When you're 30 and below, you're in like the 0.2%. That's really good, because under the age of 30, 40 years old, right around 30 and 40, at 0.2%, that's really the same as your common flu. And kids who are usually 10 and under, it's almost virtually zero. And that's because when you look at the difference is when you go from 80 to 50 to 30s, 40s to a very young age, these people have a lot better of immune system. Why? Because when you look at, say, an 80-year-old, they've been fighting smog all their life. They've been fighting all the bad foods. They've been fighting all the inflammatory responses. They are themselves might be on a lot of medications, okay? So your body's more immune suppressed, all right? Now, your soldiers, just like if you were in a war, if you're consistently fighting a war all the time in your body, your soldiers will get tired, okay? Overall, your soldiers will get weak, they will get tired. What do you need? You need to rejuvenate them. And I'm going to share with you how you can rejuvenate them, what's the best way to do it, how long you should be doing it for, all right? But going back to people who are 80 and above, well, their immune system's down, but they also have something else that's a lot less. They also have a lot less stem cells in their body, okay? In the last month, China came out with a study. They took 10 people, okay? They took 10 people, and you can research this online, Google it. They took 10 people who is in the most severe critical cases from the coronavirus. 7 of them, they did a intravenous mesenchymal stem cells, all right? That is brought together and derived from Wharton's jelly, okay? And that's the premium stem cell product. And then what also they did is the other 3 people, you know, I would call them more unlucky, they did not get anything. They got the placebo effect. Of the 3 that got the placebo effect, 1 died, 1 is in critical condition, and the other 1 is severe. So they really differentiate severe and then severe critical. But of the 7 that were really severe, within 3 days, their symptoms resolved. They got better within 3 days or less. And the person that was the most critically severe in the group, the worst case, he was put in one of the 7 and he resolved. So that tells you that, number 1, mesenchymal stem cells derived from Wharton's jelly absolutely can tell you that boosts the immune system. That repairs, that boosts the immune system, and it has caused an immune response where the body completely resolved itself. So outside of mesenchymal stem cells, what else can you do to boost your immune system? If you believe you are immune compromised, you really absolutely have to start looking at right now, what is causing you to be immune compromised? If you are a diabetic, for example, because we see a lot of diabetic and neuropathy patients in our office, the first thing you have to do is you have to stop consuming foods that contain sugar, okay? Now, it doesn't matter the type of sugar. We sometimes get thrown off. Oh, Dr. Tam, what about if I consume agave or say organic honey? I'll tell you this, sugar is sugar. And most people would rather go with fruits than vegetables because fruits taste sweet. It's easy to go down. But I have to tell you, if you are a diabetic, one of the ways that you are causing your body to become more immune compromised is the fact that you are consuming sugar. So you've got to cut it out. Because when you consume sugar, your soldiers now are even spread thinner. You're weakening your soldiers in your body. So if you do get exposed to COVID-19 coronavirus, you're not going to be able to fight it off as well. And then your body will start getting sicker from there. Okay? So, you know, nutrition is one of the key things. If you're ever thinking about maybe I should start cutting foods out, maybe you should start cutting off foods that have nightshades, because nightshades can cause a lot of inflammation in the body. You want your body right now to have as little inflammation as possible right now. That is your absolute best way to combat the coronavirus. Okay? So, that being said, what else can you do? Well, Number one, stay away from sugars. Processed sugars especially. Now this is for the general public, not just for our diabetic patients. Processed sugars will weaken your soldiers. The second, dairy in general is going to weaken your soldiers. Gluten is going to cause an inflammatory response in your gut. That's going to weaken your soldiers as well. If you just do these three things, sugar, processed sugar especially, gluten and dairy, your body's immune response now is not so much fighting off all the foods and things that you're putting into your body. It's actually thinking, hey, you know what? I could get these soldiers and let them rest now. So now you have a bigger reserve. See, your immune response and your immune system reserves is so huge because imagine if all 100,000 of your soldiers are actually fighting right now. Hey, what if your immune system is actually doing better, your immune response is not as bad, and you just have 50,000 fighting, and you have 50,000 in reserves, ready to go, well rested and everything. Don't you think you'll be able to fight off COVID-19 a lot better? Okay? Yes, absolutely. All right? So decrease the amount of foods that you have that's causing inflammation, because foods that causes inflammation will absolutely kill off your soldiers faster. It's going to weaken your immune system, okay? And you're not going to be able to fight it off as well when you get exposed to the coronavirus, all right? So that's going to be number one. You want to have strong and healthy soldiers that are well rested. Take out the inflammation-causing foods. Stay away from fried foods and pancakes. The standard American diet, the SAD diet, right? It's known as. That's what most Americans are eating. So stay away from that. So that's number one. Number two, okay, number two is very, very important. Number two is once you stop eating the junk foods, how do you rejuvenate your body? Now, there's certain vitamins that helps rejuvenate the body. There's three of them that are really, really important. Number one is vitamin B, especially B12. Number two is going to be vitamin C, especially liposomal vitamin C. And number three is going to be glutathione, okay? Liposomal is the best, and here's why. There's two different ways that your body can really ingest vitamins. Now, of course, one of the best ways, and your body will absolutely absorb this, is through IV, intravenous, through the IV, and that's the best way. So second, what's the second best way? The second best way is through something called liposomal. Liposomal is completely different than your regular vitamins that you're buying out there. Now, a lot of you might say, oh, you know, Dr. Tam, I already have B12. I already have vitamin C. I already have glutathione. I take that already. Well, it's different. And here's why. Liposomal, imagine the vitamins is put inside an envelope and is delivered directly into your bloodstream, directly into your cells. Liposomal bypasses the liver, it bypasses your stomach, okay? And it directly goes into your bloodstream. That's why liposomal is so important. A lot of your vitamin C or vitamin B and glutathione at home, when it's not liposomal, for example, vitamin C, you ingest vitamin C and you're thinking, well, you know what, I'll just take 5,000, 10,000. Which is what a lot of the studies are showing right now, is vitamin C you want to take between 5 to 10,000 a day. But your stomach has something called, it has a system, okay? It has an off switch, which means that it's going to stop absorbing vitamin C when it gets to a certain level if you just regularly ingest it. See, that's the difference. If you just ingest vitamin C, what happens is right after about 1,500 milligrams, your stomach lining just starts to shut down. It says, nope, I'm not having it. Your body will induce something called the flushing mechanism. What does that mean? That means diarrhea, okay? Which means that if you take more than 1,500 milligrams of vitamin C, those of you who are out there doing emergency or things that are not liposomal, your body will start having diarrhea, all right? And you're going to end up in the bathroom or in the bathtub next to the bathroom for the rest of the day trying to flush all that out. With liposomal delivery system of vitamin C, you don't have to worry about that. For all of our patients who have purchased our liposomal vitamin C, take it throughout the day, all right? And, or you can just load up your body all at once. It doesn't matter either way, okay? But the reason why vitamin C is so important is because think of vitamin C as the ignition switch in your car, okay? What does that mean? Is in order for you to turn on your car and go anywhere, you have to ignition. You have to start the car. And vitamin C, that's what it does. It starts the immune response in your body. So vitamin C, that's why it's absolutely, absolutely necessary. Okay. Now, vitamin B is a natural it enhances your white blood cells, your natural killer cells in the body to fight off viruses and bacteria. It enhances it. Think of it as ammo for your soldiers. Okay, your soldiers are out there, but if you don't have enough ammo, well, that's not gonna work, right? So you got to make sure you give your soldiers enough ammo. All right, vitamin C is more like the general that says, all right, we're good to go, let's go. Okay, that's the vehicle to take your soldiers out there to really start that inflammatory process. Okay, now glutathione is very important, is because glutathione is a detoxing factor in the body. Your body naturally has it, but chances are when you are immune compromised or you're trying to upregulate your immune response to fight other things, you're going to need glutathione in your body. Okay, I've been preaching about glutathione on how it helps with allergies and how it helps with liver detox for years now. And I believe that as natural doctors and chiropractors, we are the ones who are we've been preaching this for the last 100 years, right? On really increasing your immune system by getting adjusted, right? Because when your body's right, your immune system's working much better. We've been talking about eating the right foods for a long time. We've been talking about making sure you take supplements for a long time, okay? So those are the things that you have to do. That's number 2, making sure that you are giving your soldiers enough ammo and you're starting that process. So that first process is making sure you're not eating any other foods that are causing inflammation, which means that don't continue to start any more fires, right? Don't start any wars in different places. You don't have enough soldiers to begin with, okay? You need that soldier reserve. Now, the next thing is, this is very, very important, and I can't stress it enough, is you have to make sure that you are getting enough rest, okay? You're getting enough rest out there. You're resting, you're drinking enough fluids, okay? Because it's so important. When you are not getting enough rest, your body is tired. Your soldiers are tired, okay? You're not resting them. When you don't have enough fluids in there, you can't flush all the gunk out of your body, okay? So you got to make sure you're doing that, right? Now, why is it rest so important? And then also we combine it with also movement, and I want to talk about movement, and also getting adjusted. See, getting adjusted is really important because your brain controls everything in your body. And your brain talks to your body through the central nervous system, your spinal canal, okay, your bones and your bones are protecting your spinal nerves, right? So if your body is out of alignment, you're tilted to one place, automatically your body is now working much harder to keep your body upright. You are expending extra energy that you don't have, okay? And when you expend extra energy that you don't have, your immune reserve starts to go down. You become more cranky, right? I mean, there's reports saying that now, as California is being sheltered at home, there's going to be either a lot of babies or a lot of divorces. And I said, whoa, where did that come from? But you think about it, okay? If your body is not functioning at its best, you're going to be more easily irritated at your spouse, right? At your kids, okay? Bad things happen when your body's not functioning correctly. We have a lot of patients in our office that says, after I started getting adjusted, my marriage is better, my life is better, my relationships are better, okay? My work is better. And I said, absolutely, because your body, you're better. When you're better, it's like a ripple effect. everything else becomes better as well. See, that's why getting adjusted is so important, getting the right adjustment, and also making sure that you're getting the enough adjustment, the right adjustment in the right areas is so important. See, that's why in our office, we make sure that before we adjust you, especially if you've had trauma, we take an x-ray. See, without an x-ray, sometimes you're just kind of going off, you're going blind, you're going in blind. You're not really sure exactly where you're adjusting. Sometimes we have patients that have extra bones in the body. Maybe they have less bones in the body, that we need to make sure that we're doing the right thing for our patients. You know, the patient's health always comes first in our office, and you have to make sure you do it right. Making sure that your body's in alignment, that's going to give you more immune reserve. So when you have a better immune reserve, when you have a happier family, right? What is that going to do? You'll be able to overcome COVID-19 and the coronavirus much, much better. Okay. Now, those of you who are sheltered in, our office is open. Okay, but we are taking all the precautions deemed by the CDC to make sure that all of our employees are washing their hands. We're cleaning the tables after every single patient, way more frequently. We are wiping down the rest of the office. We are spreading the amount of space that patients are. If you look at when you come into our office, you'll notice that the front lobby chairs are spread about 6 to 8 feet apart. Our decompression tables, we've turned off 2 of them. So now all of our patients are 8 to 10 feet apart. Okay, to make sure that everyone, as healthcare provider, we want to make sure that when you come into our office to be healthy, that we provide a healthy environment. Okay, and that's why it's so important. All right, so do you remember these 3 things? Number 1 is to make sure that you are not eating foods with inflammation, right? Because you're going to take out, okay? You're not going to have your soldiers working with you. You're going to have less soldiers. You're going to spread them out too thin, right? Okay? You like my soldier emoji here? Okay? Now, number 2, you've got to make sure that you are taking all the supplements that you need, all right? You're taking all the supplements that you need because, well, when your body doesn't have enough vitamin C, okay? If you don't have enough vitamin C, your soldiers are not going to be very well ready. Vitamin C is the ignition to your inflammatory response. You have to make sure you do it right, okay? Vitamin B, especially B12. Liposomal is the best. We have a liposomal B vitamin, liposomal C vitamin, and also liposomal glutathione. Liposomal will really bypass the stomach and not give your stomach that flushing mechanism for your body to go into diarrhea mode. That's why a lot of people who take regular supplements from the store that is not liposomal, if you take too much, you get diarrhea because it's not being absorbed into your body. Okay, your body just blocks it out. So that will really help your white blood cell response, your body's immune response. You boost the immune response, your body will be able to fight off the coronavirus a lot better. Okay. And number 3, make sure you stay hydrated, get enough rest, and get adjusted. Okay. So I hope these 3 things really help. I hope that after talking with you, that this really opens up to what the problem is with the coronavirus. Yes, it is expanding, right? The numbers in Italy, the numbers in Spain, those are definitely increasing. The numbers in the US is increasing, has been increasing as well. But overall, you have to, in order to inoculate this as quickly as possible, you have to take better care of you. That's how you're going to overcome it, all right? Don't wait for any vaccines or medications. They're not coming out with them anytime soon. The best way, the ultimately best way to take great care of your body is to take care of you. Don't forget your parents. Don't forget your spouses. Don't forget your kids, okay? So make sure you're doing all of that, all right? So if you guys want, what I'll do is after I make this video, because right now we're completely live right now. after I do this video, when I repost this video on YouTube or Facebook, right afterwards, I'm going to include links where you can go online to purchase these items. Okay, I'll send you the direct link so you can go ahead and get these on your own. Make sure you get it quick, because I know that with everyone trying to boost their immune system, these supplements are going to run out really soon and they're going to be on back order. So who knows how long this is going to be going for. Some people say weeks, some people say months. You know, I know this is hitting a lot of you out there really hard, whether it's, financially, mentally, emotionally as well. It is a stressful time. But during these stressful times, you have to make sure you get your body ready. Okay, get your immune reserve ready for these stressful times so you can overcome it. Okay, so all of you stay healthy out there and have a great day.